Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel Bricks and Life, where we talk about bricks and life. And today's video is going to be about bricks primarily. I'm going to show you all the bricks and sets that I have currently on display in my portion of the Lego room. And this video will not contain all of the sets that I have, but only the ones that are on display currently. We'll do another video about the ones that I have but are torn down and bagged up and stored away in the basement in some tubs. We'll go through those and what those are, and then we'll also talk about the sealed sets that I have, which is quite a few. And again, those are not up here. Those are stored away, and we'll go through those. And also Winter Village stuff, which is coming up soon. Excited about that to see what the new set's going to be to add to the Winter Village. But let's get started. So starting off right here is the Artemis Space Launch, which is a great set. A little repetitious in the build, but I love the way that it looks. And next to it is probably one of my top 3 favorite Lego sets is Saturn V. My son built this set. We actually picked this one up in particular. We went to the Kennedy Space Center and saw the rocket. It was amazing. They had it on sale there, and we were like, gotta have it. So those two are right there. And then this rack has the International Space Station up there, which is a great and lovely set. And behind that is Tales of the Space Age kind of vignettes, kind of a deal. So those are awesome. And then after that, we have the Lunar Lander. And then we have the, this was, I don't know if it was a gift with purchase, but the Ulysses Space Probe, which was a bit controversial and as far as people getting access to it, but I was able to pull it off and have that, so glad to have the collection. And then underneath that, we have the Space Shuttle Discovery, which is a great set. And then we have the Mars Rover, which is awesome as well. A Technic set, which are not always my favorite. Gosh, those do a number on the fingertips, but it's a great set. And then space related, and not Star Wars, but Transformers, which is a childhood favorite. Optimus, Bumblebee. I ordered Soundwave on the 1st, so having it shipped to me because I didn't have time to go to my local Lego store, but hope to have that sometime next week and add Soundwave to the collection. But yeah, this is the Transformers and NASA space section of the collection, so it's time to move on over here to the shelf. Okay, we are going to start over here on this shelf, and I would say this shelf represents the prequel era along with Star Wars Rebels and a little bit of the sequel trilogy sets as well on one of the shelves. So let's go over here and check it out. And starting off up top, and just one thing you need to know, I know a lot of people display sets and not minifigures because they can get in the way, they fall over. I get that. I display my minifigures, and I think they add personality to the shelves, to the displays. Yes, it can look clunky in some areas, and you may think like, wow, this looks really clunky. I get it. To each his own, and I like it. I like putting scenes together with that. And then also, as I'm filming right now, I realize my shelves are dusty, so apologies in advance. But let's get on to the top shelf. And as you can see, the Republic dropship with AT-OT is the crown piece for this whole shelf area, really. Have had this in the collection for a number of years, and I had them separated just because when you put them together, it's big and chunky, like me sometimes. So anyways, I just decided to do them separate, and I want to put some clones in there as well to do that. Also have the Canon 7508 or 75045, so sorry, and ATTE from 2014, 2013, can't remember which year exactly. And then I just kind of threw in some battle packs. And I know like all of this may not canonically, be correct. I get that. But again, I was just trying to create a scene and put some things to make it look interesting in here. So this is the top shelf of this section right here. Then if we move on down below, we have the 501st Battle Pack. And when this came out, I purchased 5. And I know a lot of people did a whole lot more than that. But 5 was my limit, and I displayed it this way and just thought it looked really, really cool. So back here, we have the pod racing set, as you can see. And Anakin's pod racer is actually from the 20th anniversary set, and I had that built first before I decided to build the pod racing set, and I like the way that this version of Anakin's pod racer looks, so I decided to keep it and didn't want to tear it down and store it away. So I just paired it with the other one, and I think it looks pretty good. So pod racers coming at you over there on the other side of the shelf, which is there. So let's go over here. And over here we have obviously one of the best sets that are out there, the Republic gunship, which is an amazing set. And I've had that for a little while. There's the battle pack version of that. And then we move over here, and this is really going to be like the Rebels section going down. So if you're going to do Rebels, you start with the Ghost, and the Ghost is an iconic ship, and on the back of the Ghost is the Phantom, and we have the Phantom 2 that is back there as well, and there is the Rebels gang hanging out, and love that Ahsoka minifigure, love Zeb as well. And the rest of the gang, and you can see back there peering over them is Grand Admiral Thrawn, up to no good as usual. Drop down here, we have Ezra's speeder bike, Kanan's speeder bike, and then we have the Rebel Combat Frigate, and I just like saying the word frigate, so might be saying it wrong, but that's my pronunciation of it. Coming alongside this way, we have the Republic fighter tank 75182, along with the turbo tank from 2010. Probably the best one that is out there, especially with all the controversy of this year's turbo tank, or whatever we're calling it these days, according to Star Wars Lego. And then over here, sorry for scooting around on the carpet, we have the other version of the turbo tank, 75151, along with an AT AP, and then a Scout Walker as well, with a bunch of minifigs that are there. And I like Queen. She's awesome. Love how she looks. And again, look at that dust. Sorry about that, friends. I have the rest of the set. I just have it sealed away in a box. I just wanted to pull her out because she's just a standout figure. Back here, we have the Naboo Starfighter. And I don't know what these speeder bikes, I don't know what they're from right off the top of my head. If you happen to know, drop it in the comments. Would appreciate that. So there's a Naboo Starfighter, and then down here we have Grievous and his starship, and that is 75286, along with the droid gunship 75233. So the latest versions, iterations of those vehicles. And then over here we have the Troop Carrier this is the gift with purchase one from last year, I think. Yes. And then this one is the 75086, if I'm not mistaken. I might have them backwards. I'm not really thinking. Yes, I think I have that right. And then we have the granddaddy of them all, the MTT 7662. This is iconic. Nothing really else left to say about it. It's amazing. Love it. Love having it in the collection. Then we kind of scoot over here, and we have the Geonosian Cannon, the iteration of the MTT. That is there as well, 75058, along with a couple of AATs and a Hellfire droid as well. And then we have the Imperial Assault Carrier there from Rebels, along with a troop transport there in the back. Dropping down below, we have Rex's ATTE, underrated set, and I've always loved that set and all the colors that are on there. Then we have another Republic fighter tank, which is the latest version of that set, along with the ATTE as well. And then, coming this way, we have Anakin's Starfighter, and then we have Anakin's custom Jedi Starfighter, and then the Starfighter with hyperdrive, Obi-Wan. They're back there somewhere hanging out. Oh, there's Asajj Ventress, there's Obi and them. And then back here we have those sequel sets that I was telling you about. And there is the Resistance Bomber, Rey's Speeder, and then we have a troop transporter back there along with the quad jumper. So anyways, this is a quick version of what is on this shelf. Okay, moving over here. And this shelf really is just going to be a little hodgepodge of everything. So no real dominant theme on here. But as we look at the top shelf, it is dominated by the prequel trilogy. So you have the Republic frigate that is there as well. With that, you have the Republic Cruiser right there. And then you have the Venator, of course, with the mini scale sets that are there, the Home One, and then the Acclimator that is there as well. But again, have the minifigures there saying hi to everybody as you come on by. So love that top shelf of all those classic ships that are there. So down here we have a couple of Falcons, and the Millennium Falcon that is here from 2013. This is one of the not very first, maybe the first 5 or 6 Star Wars sets that I received. Love this. And then have the Kessel Run Falcon from the Solo movie, which is a underrated movie. And what a wave that we got from that movie. And I have a shelf that we'll get to a little bit later that has the rest of the Solo sets that are there. So that's the first 2 shelves. And then we have kind of like a variety of just some of my favorite scenes, maybe to say. So we have the duel on Naboo that is there. And then we have the duel on Mandalore. And then behind that, we have Aunt Beru's kitchen. And I went ahead and added Blue Milk Luke and Uncle Owen. Uncle Owen from the UCS Sandcrawler. I don't have the Sandcrawler, don't do a whole lot of UCS sets. But I wanted to go ahead and cherry pick that minifigure to add him to the family in the kitchen. Just think that looks great with that. Then we have the Duel on Mustafar set. And then we have the Death Star 2 hanging out back there. And then one of my favorite sets from my favorite movie, which is the Bespin Duel set back there. And then we have the freezing chamber that is back there. Sorry about the lighting. I'm blocking some of the lighting that is coming from behind me. Back here, we have our battle packs, and these are not all the battle packs that I have. You saw some that are up there and spread around here and there, but these are ones I just chose to display in this section to do that. These are ones I already had open, so I just put them there, from the Galactic Empire battle pack to the Imperial dropship battle pack to the best one that is out there, obviously, the Clone Walker battle pack. Bounty Hunter battle pack is right there, and then the Inferno Squad battle pack. And then behind it, as you can see, we have several sets. Let me see if I can get in here. These are sealed. So Geonosis Trooper, sorry. We have 75133 Rebel Alliance battle pack. Try and do this without jacking everything up. And back there, we have the Snow Trooper battle pack. That is back there, 8084. So I'm going to push. I'll fix that when I come back. Kashyyyk, 75035. Then we have Death Star Troopers back there, 75034. And then this is an amazing one, the Elite Clone Trooper. Oops. Dang it. Let me scoot that out of the way. Endor, and then I can't remember what's back here. Oh, Shadow Troopers is back there. So anyways, I have a few more sealed ones to get to complete the collection. So looking forward to when that day comes. But yeah, that's the battle pack collection. And then on the bottom shelf, again, a little bit of a hodgepodge here, but we have the V-19 turret that is there. Love that set. And the Mandalorian Starfighter that is there. Sorry, trying to get a good angle for you. The Bad Batch shuttle, which is a great set. And there's the gang that you can see. Again, just displaying the clone troopers to add a little personality. The U-Wing, standing these things up definitely helped with space. You can see some of the minifigures from back there hanging out. And then a couple of the Y-Wings that are there as well. No, it's a little bit unconventional, helps with space. I don't do a lot of the display stands, which look really, really cool, but I just don't have the space for them, and also the funds to spend more money to buy stuff to display stuff better. So that's going to do it for that shelf right there. And again, this section is just a hodgepodge of a little bit of everything, which I really enjoy to do that. Moving on to the center shelf, we have the Benevolence. Love this set. So many good things to say about it. Super glad to have that. And in the back we have a Tri-Fighter, and then we have the Sith Infiltrator 75096. I have the version from this past year, sealed away somewhere, but love that shelf. And then this shelf can only be described as just TIE fighters, man. All the TIE fighters. So First Order TIE fighter in the back, the small one that is there, one's from Rebels, one's from, what was that show? I can't remember. Anyways, some from the original, the Solo TIE fighter is there, Bomber, Rogue One. So anyways, just all the fighters, man. And then Vader's Castle, which is amazing. Got that a few years ago on Amazon Prime Day, which is always a beautiful, beautiful thing to do. So love all that. And you can see minifigures are back there like, hello, don't forget about us. And here's all the other ones back there as well. So again, spread out all over the place. And I like them that way. I don't know, I'm weird. All right, up here is the dioramas. So all the ones that have come out, they're here. As you can see, chamber, Endor. And then you have Vader's meditation chamber back there, not a diorama, obviously, but I have that. And I have the pod racing one. I just haven't had a chance to build it. It'll go somewhere here when I'm done. As you can see, when it comes to the 25th anniversary figs, I've got these and I've got a couple more to acquire. Just waiting for those sets to go on sale before I get them, because I do not want to pay full price for those minifigs. I got the best ones, like best ones right there to do that. All right, top shelf, we have the Death Star 10188. This thing is dirty. Speaking of dirty, but everything is there, and all the pieces and all the minifigs, and you can see people hanging out over there, people hanging out over there. He's sitting by himself in timeout. So that's there, along with the Star Wars sign, which is great. The Nebulon B frigate. Get to say that again. Love that set as well from the 40th anniversary Empire Strikes Back. I got the Saturn V things standing it up there, so that way it kind of comes up above there. Over here, as far as build of figures, I don't do a whole lot of them, to be honest with you. Don't really love them, but I love Chopper, love 3PO, and love R2. So those three together just seem to be like a good fit. So that is the center shelf. One more time, looking at it as a whole. And now it's time to move on. Okay, so this one is going to be a lot of the original trilogy with a little bit of Mandalorian there at the bottom. So we have the First Order Star Destroyer, and minifigs are actually in there displayed. I need to bring those out. Admiral Yularen just hanging out there saying, hey, how's it going? Join the dark side. There is the Star Destroyer 75055, Father's Day present for me, which I love. And then we have the Light Cruiser from Mandalorian, which is there. And then the mini-scale sets of the Super Star Destroyer that is there. And then the Invisible Hand. And again, some of the minifigs that are hanging out there. I think I have the minifigs in here as well. They're hanging out in the Imperial Star Destroyer that is there. So, then down here we have Tandem 4 that is there. We have the hallway scene, which is a great set. And then we have that Master Builder set. So 75244 is what the version I have of it there. Sorry about the lights. And then an escape pod that is there as well. So you can see some of the minifigures that are there. And then as far as the 20th anniversary goes, you can see the whole gang is there as well. So that's Tandem 4 that's hanging out there. Vader doing his thing. And love it. Moving down here, gonna go visit Tatooine for a little bit and go to Jabba's palace. So we have his palace, which is right there, which is again just an amazing set. And we have underneath that the Rancor pit. So you have Luke facing off with the Rancor and having a snack while he does that. Then we have Jabba's sail barge. Again, I don't do a lot of UCS sets. I have a couple, but not a lot. And I just love this version of the sail barge. So I'm not going to get the UCS one that came out. I'm good with that. And then you have some desert skiff set. I think that's the newer one, and that's the older one. I can't remember, but I have them there. And then I had Boba Fett's his throne room, whatever it's called. I can't remember what the set is. Definitely like this one better than that, but I like this little scene from the end of Mandalorian season 2, I think. So I just have that there as well. Moving down, I'm going to go to Endor and the Ewok Village, which is just, I mean, yeah, incredible. And I think this is considered a UCS set, though I don't think it had all the UCS labels on it when it came out. But everyone is there, hanging out, having a party. A couple troopers back there. And yeah, I just, man, just so many great things to say about this set. And then the shuttle Tidarium that is back there. And I think the minifigures for that are, I think that's, I don't know where they went. They're somewhere around here. Yeah, because there's Rex back in there, Leia, some of the troopers. So that is the Ewok Village. Now I'm gonna scooch down here to get a good look at Mandalore. So the Mandalorian, so we have the Razor Crest over here, the N1 Starfighter. Back in there, we have the Armored Marauder. We have the scene with Luke, the hallway, his own hallway site, or version scene. And sorry about the lighting, that's a little crappy. And then we have the Armorer's Forge that is there. So again, there's more sets. I have them, but it just gets a little tight, and some sets display really well and some don't. So, but this is my ode to the Mandalorian. So anyways, sorry, I'm laying down, trying to get up. And that is going to conclude that shelf, which is going to kind of take care of that whole back wall right there, which is just a fun area. So one more shelf to go, and we've got this. So let's go there now. This shelf right here is going to consist a lot of original trilogy stuff mixed in with some solo, a little bit of sequel, but predominantly the original trilogy. So we'll start off at the top. And this is one of my favorite shelves as far as the display goes. And again, the Mos Eisley Cantina. This is obviously the Master Builders set, 75290, but I did not stop there and just decided to mix in a bunch of different other stuff, from the Sandcrawler that you can see back there, kind of pulling in to, take a break and have a drink. Obviously we have the Sand Speeder that is there, so everybody's here to kind of pull up and have a drink. Luke's speeder is, I forget which version of that is, but that's him hanging out there. The dewback from the Mos Eisley Cantina set, but then I had another dewback from the other Mos Eisley, an older version of that. So I decided to throw that in there. And then I think we actually have Obi-Wan's hut, which is back there. A battle pack that is there as well. So anyways, as you can see, everybody's just chilling out, coming to Mos Eisley to have a really good time. And then this is, again, another reason why I like displaying the minifigs, because it just kind of helps make the scene come alive, tells a story, and yeah, I really like how this turned out. So big fan of this. Hopefully you are as well. If not, my bad. So you go from the sands of Tatooine and we go to Hoth, and here these two shelves really are going to represent the whole Hoth battle, if you will. So the Battle of Hoth, the UCS set, which is definitely a controversial set, primarily because of these clowns right there. I get it, but for somebody who came into LEGO late in the game in 2013, this set was a godsend. Absolutely loved it. And so I just took bits and pieces of it to kind of recreate. And then I added a couple of extras that I had of Hoth sets. That is back there. So the Hoth Attack 75138 is mixed in with that. And then a couple of other versions of the snow speeders that I had coming out over there. I think the medical chamber is over there as well. So again, I just was trying to have fun with it and put all this together, and really happy. And it's definitely a stark contrast from the sands of Tatooine to the snow on Hoth. But yeah, this is just, again, that's one of my favorite things, just having everybody lined up for battle. We're ready to go against the Empire. So good stuff. All right, moving along, Vader Pod, which is cool. And then we have the Emperor's Chamber. This is the older version. The newer one came out, and I just wasn't really feeling it. So I liked this version, decided to stick with it. So again, just displaying the figs to tell a story. Cloud City, I do have the set, the Master Builder set, that used to be up here. And I gotta tell you, Cloud City does not display really well, in my opinion, but I love the Cloud City car. So when I packed everything else up, I kept it out because I was just like, I love that. So moving on, we have the B-Wing that is there, as you can see, along with Anakin's Jedi Interceptors, the two versions there. You can see the green and the yellow. And then you have Obi-Wan's Interceptor there. And then you have those two fighting it out again. They're always fighting, so don't know what to say. Okay, moving down, this shelf right here represents all of the sets from the Solo movie, underrated movie, and what an incredible wave of sets that we got from this movie. So this is a little cluttered, so forgive me, but it was the only way to kind of get them all on there. But you see Han's land speeder, Moloch's land speeder, that is there. We already saw the TIE Fighter and the Kessel Run Falcon on the other shelves. Swoop bikes, got one right there. Got the other one up there hanging out on top of that. Got the Imperial transports over there, broke that up, and then the Imperial AT hauler as well, which is just, again, incredible minifigs all the way around, and just can't say enough good things about that wave of sets. All right, moving on to this side of things, we've got Kylo Ren's TIE Fighter, which is a great set. Probably next to his shuttle, which we'll see here in a little bit, one of the best sets from the sequel era. We have the Imperial hover tank, which is from Rogue One. And then we got Director Krennic's shuttle, which is just an amazing set. Again, I think he's back there hanging out with his boys. And we've got the Knights of Ren, got their ship or their shuttle. And then we've got all of the Knights of Ren, the biggest waste of storyline that was there in the sequels. Like, did absolutely nothing with them. And again, oh my gosh, look at that dust. So embarrassed. Okay, moving on over here, we go back to Hoth. So again, this is kind of a continuation of that. We have the AT walkers that are there. So that's the newest version, and then that's the previous iteration of that. Forget the set number. And then again, just some battle packs that are down there to kind of fill the scene, to have some storytelling going on with all of that. So love the way that looks when you're kind of standing back and looking at the scene in its entirety. Over here, you're going to see some ATSTs from Mandalorian, Hoth ATST, forget which version that is. And then we have the AT-DP from Rebels, which is there. And again, minifigures are all there hanging out, which is awesome. But love all those sets. Down here, this is all the wings. So we've got the A-wings, the different iterations of those, which are great. And again, standing them up, I know it's a little bit unorthodox, but man, it helps pack them in there to do that. So have all the X-wings from the sequel trilogy era to do that. So those are great. And then if we move, over here, we have more of the wings. Got Luke's different X-wings over there as well, which is great. And yeah, and then we have the Jedi Starfighter with the hyperdrive ring, and got Obi-Wan hanging out there with that. So love that set as well. Moving over here, sorry for scooting around there. We have the First Order transport that is there, Phasma with some troopers there. Slave One, which is a 20th anniversary edition, and in my opinion, the best version of the Slave One that we've ever got outside of the UCS version that I don't have, but I love this version. I've got to get Jango Fett. I'm bummed that it's not going to be the scale as this. I have the version that came out later that's smaller, but I love this version right here. So anyways, and then this is the ambush on Ferrix from Andor. And again, just some of the minifigs hanging out. Boba Fett's hanging out in there to do his thing. And then finally, we're going to slide over here. And this is some of the sequel trilogy set. Kylo Ren shuttle, which is there. And then we have the First Order Snowspeeder that is there. And then we have the First Order Heavy Assault Walker, the Guerrilla Walker, as some I've heard it said. But anyways, yeah, so that is all of that. Kylo is back there hanging out. He says hi. And some other minifigs back there. So yeah, that is that. All right, everyone, that's going to wrap it up for the tour video. Again, this is all of the sets that I have currently on display in my Lego room. I will have another video that showcases the sets that used to be on display in here, but were disassembled, packed up, and put in the basement. Also have another video that will showcase all of the sealed sets that I have as well. But for now, I am going to run my air filter to try to help with the dust situation in here and start working on giving these things a good cleaning. So thanks for hanging out and watching this video. If you did like it, please give the video a like and consider subscribing to the channel. I would appreciate it. See you next time. Take care. Bye.